Welcome, everybody. We may wait a little bit as the number of participants is increasing by the second. So we will wait just 2 minutes or 1 minute before we have all participants ready for us. We'll wait just 1 more minute, and then we will give the floor to Feng Shu so she can direct us to the practicalities of the webinar. Please, Feng Shu.
Welcome everyone to the Foundations of Education Sector Planning course information session. Please note that this session is being recorded. We kindly ask you to put your first name, last name, and country as your Zoom username. To do so, you can click on the participant button at the bottom of your screen and then hover your mouse over your name and click on rename. Enter your first, last name, and your country, and then click on OK. Please note that interpretation is available for this session. To access interpretation, hover your mouse to the little globe on the bottom of your screen and choose the language that you wish to receive. Finally, when you exit the webinar, there will be a follow-up survey, very brief. Please take 5 minutes of your time to let us know how we can improve and how we can make better events. Now we are ready to start. I pass the floor to Beatrice to start the session.
Thank you very much, Feng Shu. So welcome, everybody. We're very excited to have you with us today. We actually have had many people from all over the world signing up to this event. And we have representatives that were interested from more than 142 countries, from really all over the world, 54% from government, but also many people from international organizations, from development agencies, and from other institutions. And also many women, many men. So we're very excited to have so many people interested in this course that we are about to inform you about. So today's webinar is to inform all those of you who are interested about our new edition of the Foundations of Education Sector Planning. And the webinar will last 45 minutes. And what we wanted to give you today is a preview of the course, explain to you the course, introduce you to some of the instructors, introduce you also to people who have gone through this course before, and then introduce you to the practicalities and have a 15-minute Q&A session at the end so we can respond to all of your queries and issues that you may want to raise. So why IIEP UNESCO? Well, IIEP focuses on a very unique role internationally. What we do is we develop education planning and management capacities and skills for people who are working in ministries of education or other relevant stakeholders who focus on planning and management. And this is what we're focused on. We do technical assistant training and research on this topic. And we've been actually working on this for more than 60 years. So we have extensive experience in training of quality. We've had more than 30,000 participants since we started already 60 years ago. Not today, but this year is our 60th anniversary. And since then, we've trained more than 30,000 participants. We've offered more than 1,000 courses. And actually, the feedback from participants in the last 3 to 4 years has been quite positive on our courses. At least 80% have successfully completed. And what's important is that people say that after the course, they have confidence to do the tasks that we've taught them without help, and that they find it very relevant, and they have intention to apply the skills, knowledge, and competencies that we've been developing in the course. So we're very proud of this, and we want to continue offering this for you internationally. So how will this program, or how can this program be useful for you if you're thinking about enrolling? Well, the program, as I said, focuses on really developing very practical knowledge, skills, and competencies so that you can play a very active role in education planning and management in your country or in an international organization, or in supporting ministries of education in education planning and management. And in order for us to develop these skills and knowledge, we have this program that is called the Foundations of Education Sector Planning, which has 3 main courses. At the end of the program, the idea is that you or potential participants, if you participate, develop a very set of concrete skills that are developed in 3 courses. The first course focuses on analyzing the structures and components of an education sector plan. The second focuses on giving participants an understanding of why and how education policies matter for improving an education system and the learning of the children in all your education systems. And the third course focuses on developing skills for analyzing data for effective planning and policy making. And today we've invited the instructors for each course are different, and they're actually practitioners or very high level policy analysts or professors. So we have for course 1, we have Marcelo Soto and Marie-Hélène Bessier, who are staff working at IIP for many years. In course 2, we actually have Louis Volante, who is a professor in Canada, in a university in Canada, and also in UNU Merit in the Netherlands, in a university. And the third course is offered by Amélie Gagnon, who is an expert in data and also an IIP staff member. So today we wanted to invite one of our instructors so you know who they are, and you have a face to who they are and how they teach. So I wanted to invite Marcelo Soto to give us an overview of his course, which is number 1. Thank you, Marcelo. So hello, Marcelo.
Hi, Beatriz. Hello, everyone. So happy to see so many names in the participants list. I hope you get interested in our course and that we'll meet in September again. Together with my colleague, Hélène Bessier, we are in charge of Module 1, the Fundamentals of Educational Planning. What is strategic planning? This is where we start. We'll discuss together and find out that all of us plan in our daily lives and that we plan strategically. We'll then apply this to the education sector. What does it mean? We'll discuss the meaning of education in itself. We understand education as a fundamental right that enables sustainable development. And then planning is a way of harnessing the efforts to achieve this shared vision. We'll also take a look at the international development aid and discuss whether there has been a global convergence on international cooperation around education. And finally, at the conclusion of our course, we'll take a look at a very key planning tool, which are education sector plans, which developed through participatory approaches allow our countries to guide the allocation of resources for the coming years. So it will be very practical. We'll be working from your experiences and try to discover the planner that is inside every one of us.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Marcelo. I think you do this, and it's exciting for you to present this, who are the planner in all of us, and actually planning skills are not only important for education, but beyond. So I think this
looking forward to learn this with all those who are attending the session today.
Great. Thank you. So we continue then. So you've met one of our instructors, and then who are our participants? So we said, we open the course for people, education planners and managers, executive and senior officials in ministries of education, but also finance, specialized technical staff, research planning, statistics, human resources, professional staff from development and government agencies and international organizations such as UNESCO, UNICEF, or other donor agencies, specialists in education from higher education institutions. So it's really targeted to a very specific group of individuals working in planning. And we aim to develop their qualifications, career potential, and we look for people who are motivated to carry out the relevant professional projects. Now, today, we wanted to we've only not invited an instructor, but we also invited an alumni, somebody who took our course online last year, and he's been so kind to join us today to tell us about his own experience in the ESP, in the Education Sector Planning Program. So we really want to welcome today Ibrahima Amadou Ly from Senegal. He participated in the course in 2022, and he's going to share with us his own experience in participating in the program. So welcome, Ibrahima. Please, I give you the floor now.
Merci beaucoup. Bonjour à tous.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all of you. It's really a pleasure for me to be invited and to meet again all the ESP team, Laura, Marcello, and all the team. And I am very happy to be able to share my experience as a trainee in ESP 2022. I work for the Ministry of Education in my country, and I'm a planner in charge of technologies in the planning and the reform of education unit in Senegal. So as you can see here, I have 3 badges, which I can show with a lot of pride, and also my certificate for attending this module, and I share that with great pleasure. Now, just a few words about my experience in this course. First of all, regarding skills acquired. This course allowed me to understand the relationship existing between education and development. It is true that I've been working in planning since 2011, and then I worked on new technologies and communication, but I was not really aware of this relationship between education and development, which is very important. And this course also allowed me to understand how international commitments can influence the plans developed at the local or national level in our countries. And this is something that was really mind-opening for me. And it was also important for me to be able to understand the limitations of our education plans and their opportunities. And in this course, we practiced the development of an education sector plan, and I was able to identify the opportunities and the limitations of education policies as formulated in Senegal. So still talking about the skills acquired, calculating and interpreting education indicators was absolutely essential for me, because I realized that there are indicators I did not calculate properly, or I did not interpret properly, and this course allowed me to understand how to calculate and how to interpret the indicators. Now, a few words about the modalities of this course. In this course, individual work is expected from the trainees, and this requires a lot of organization and discipline. And it implies also some sacrifices, because most of the work will be individual, and you would really have to be well organized to be able to do that. The other element is the group work. And in this regard with the other participants from other countries. I was able to hear the experience of other countries, other African countries, and that was really very interesting for me. And the fact that we exchanged and shared with other participants allowed me as a planner to also communicate with other actors regarding in the field of development of plans in education sector planning. And this was something really positive, a very good experience for me. And we also have live sessions, which were really very important for me, because these were really privileged moments, allowing me to exchange with the trainers, ask a question, get some ask for clarifications on certain specific points. But I was also able to exchange with the other participants. Now, what was my experience regarding the learning environment? First of all, the platform is really user-friendly, very easy to use, and I had no problem using this platform, this ESPLI platform, the IIEPLI platform. And the approach, the learning approach was interactive and practice-oriented. So whenever we started a module, after that, we had practical exercises allowing us to understand and apply the acquired skills. What I also enjoyed was the relevance of the course materials and resources, and I realized that we were given many theoretical elements and practical elements during the course, which I had not heard of. What was my experience in terms of challenges and motivations? This is very important. As I said earlier on, for challenges, one of the greatest challenges was access to the internet, because I had to travel a lot in areas where there was no internet connection. And even if I have this internet connection at home and in my office. So what I used to do, I downloaded the course and was able to read it without any internet connection when I traveled. We also had to download the documents, organize yourself so it's to be able to give your individual work back in due time. And what I tried to do is to work regularly. So every day I used to work in the evening between 10 p.m. and 12 p.m. And during the weekends, I did the homeworks and the individual works. So every Saturday, I was really working hard to be able to send them my work in due time. That was really the kind of discipline that is needed to not to lag behind. And you have to be disciplined, and you need also motivation to be able to continue. My motivation was to actively contribute to better planning in my country, and also the opportunity and the career prospects were very also important for me. This is the reason why I wanted to obtain this prestigious certificate. This is what allowed me to continue. How do I plan to use that in my workplace? I'm in charge of the information and documentation office. As you can see, we have through 4 divisions. We have the programming, we have statistics, monitoring and evaluation, and we have the partnerships and communication office. I'm in this office, and my mission consists in allowing technologies to be used by the planning sector, putting them at the service of the planning sector. And during this training period, I decided to work on one project. What was this project? Well, the project consisted in implementing an information system, and that will be based on our EMIS, and which will allow us to see to have an overall view of the situation in the country, because now I understand how to calculate all the indicators, and we have gross data in our EMIS system. And what we do is just take this data and calculate all the indicators, and we put that on a platform so that the authorities and all the people who want to have an idea about the indicator in our country can use this platform, click on the indicator and see how this indicator behaves in the country. And we can also compare that with other measures to see where we stand. Thank you. That was it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ibrahima. We are very happy to have you with us. And thank you very much for just explaining what you have acquired through this course and the progress made. And good luck, and stay with us for the questions and answers if we have questions for you.
I will continue now, and we've now
Yeah.
heard about the course, the training, the student perspective, and now we move on to the practical information of the course. So I invite Laura Pavio, who is the program coordinator, to tell us about the course. Laura, you have about a few minutes to introduce this. So 7 minutes to go before we move to the Q&A.
Great. Thank you very much, Beatrice. So as you can see on this slide, this is a 5-month fully online program that will run from September 2023 until February 2024. Now, you can see there is a preparatory course followed by the 3 courses. And I think it's important to note that the program will rely on an interactive and practice-oriented learning approach. This means that throughout the course, all participants will be asked to prepare practical exercises and apply the skills acquired. Every week, there will be a 90-minute live session where you will have the opportunity to meet education experts and practitioners from all over the world. And the courses include, of course, collaborative work, individual assignments, there will be quizzes and interactive presentations, among other learning resources. Now, on the next slide, we can see some practical information regarding the language, which is this course is delivered in both languages, English and French, simultaneously. And you are expected to dedicate 8 hours of learning time per week. And well, I think it's also there you can see the registration fee, which is $4,000 US, and the inscription, the deadline for registration is 5 September 2023. Now, I would like to introduce you to Melina. She is our program focal point. So, Melina, please, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura. Hello, my name is Melina. I will do the follow-up of your enrollment process, and later on, I will support your learning experience throughout the program. If you have any questions or need any further clarification, you can contact me via email at tep@iep.unesco.org. I look forward to hearing from you. Over to you, Beatrice.
Thank you very much, Melina. So we will now stop the presentation and we are opening the Q&A session. We have until 11:45, so we have 20 minutes for questions that you've sent through the Q&A or others. So Laura and I will aim to respond to these. Please, Laura.
Okay, yes, thank you. I can see one question, which reads, does IIEP provide scholarships to cover the costs of the program?
Thank you, Laura. So IIEP is the International Institute for Educational Planning. We are not a funding institution and we are unable to offer assistance, but we do encourage candidates to apply to funding institutions for fellowships or grants. These can be your employers, including ministries, international organizations, NGOs, or others. Thank you, Laura.
There is a second question regarding funding, and It is, what are the options to obtain funding to cover the cost of the participation fees?
We have different options that we suggest for you. You can either approach, for example, your country's local education group. These are normally groups that are set up for technical assistant projects that are often active in countries from the global south, where there are significant education challenges. So if you approach them, they may support your training. Another option is that if you work for the Ministry of Education, you may contact the unit or department that receives external funding from the World Bank, the European Union, Agence France Développement, the GPE, or other development partners. In many cases, funding is made available through such externally funded projects.
Maintenant, j'ai aussi une question en français. Faut-il payer la totalité du prix?
I have a question in French. Do we have to pay the entire cost before we start the course, or can we divide it up? Now, that's a good question. Unfortunately, it's not possible to pay in installments to confirm the participation in the program. The whole price of $4,000 must be paid before the 5th of September 2023. And that's the deadline, and we really cannot accept more trainees or students after that. Thank you, Laura. So a question on the course itself. When are these live sessions organized? On what day of the week? Right now, this course, even though it's an online course, it's a live course. And as Ibrahim explained, it's a cohort of people who work together during the course. And we've got live sessions, direct sessions, organized on Thursday at 11 Paris time. So we've tried to find a timing which is good for Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Now, these sessions last for around 90 minutes, but if you cannot attend the course, please know that everything is recorded and you can listen to the recording later. But we really encourage people to be there during the live sessions. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we already addressed this question, but still someone asks, who are the international experts that deliver the program?
Thank you. I already introduced one of our wonderful instructors, Marcelo, but all of our instructors, as I said, are IIP staff or consultants who are experts and have a high reputation in the field, because they not only train or are instructors, but they work regularly and closely with UNESCO member state ministries of education and development partners to empower their educational planning and ultimately improve the quality and equity of education systems where they work. So we have Marcelo Soto and Hélène Bessier, who are the instructors in course 1, Louis Volante, who is an international expert in education policy and also professor at UNU Merit and Canada for course 2, and Amélie Gagnon. She's one of our experts at IIP on data management. So we're very proud to count on very high quality experts who are also very engaging. And I think we could see Brahima, who's like, oh, I'm seeing my instructors again. I'm happy to see them. So there is a real conversation and true engagement with between participants and the trainers. And the trainers, what I can say as well, I recently joined IIP. They love teaching and they're very engaged with their learners and really enjoy it, and it's part of their work. So it's something that we're very proud to deliver, this type of course that is not a self-paced module. What we take pride in is really engaging the learners. And even Melina, who she introduced herself, she follows closely. So if you miss a class, she will call you and ask you, well, you know, is there something wrong in your homework and where are you? So we really become a family during the course. Thank you.
Thank you, Beatrice. Are all participants required to complete the course within the same period?
Thank you. So as I said, this is a course where it's a cohort-based course, and we may even encourage actually teams from ministries of education to come together and apply and take the course together, because then the planning skills of the ministry will be enhanced. So, and we encourage them to work together. And as I said, it's an online course, but it's actually, it's as if we were live working together. So all participants are required to complete the different courses and the program starts in September, mid-September, and finishes in February. And we expect you or participants, if you enroll, to continue the course throughout the 5 months.
Now, concerning participants' profile, I can see one question asking who can apply to this program.
Thank you, Laura. So for this course, I already introduced who the course is for, but I'll repeat again because I think it's very important and there's some novelties in the way we are approaching education planning. So we invite staff from ministries of education and other governmental bodies. And if you can apply as a team, bring 3-4 people from the same ministry, that will strengthen capacity of education planning in your ministry. So we encourage teams to apply and to take the course. Then we also invite NGO and development partner staff, including consultants, to engage in the course, also because of the skills we develop, but also because you would be working with people from different countries that you would be providing support for. So it's a very good connection to understand the world of education and development as well. So we encourage NGO and development partner staff. In addition, more and more with the decentralization of education policies to the regional level, we have more and more participants from regional or local level. So officials in regional or local level planning offices or field of education planning are encouraged to apply. And I think, again, if you can bring, for example, a cross-cut from a country, say you have somebody from the national level and somebody from the regional level, that would enhance the planning skills of the country and would allow national policymakers and planners to understand the dynamics between, you know, the region and the national level. So this is something that we increasingly encourage because decentralization is a reality, because everybody needs to plan. And as Marcelo told us, you know, we need to develop planning skills, and only planning skills at the national level are not enough. If you design a plan and it has to be implemented, you need to count on the regional offices because they will implement the plan. So they need to be involved in planning and understand the plan and plan at their level how they will implement this at the local level. So regional offices are very important. In addition, we invite international organization staff who work with countries. So for example, UNICEF, we have a lot of staff from UNICEF or from UNESCO field offices or the IDB or other types of international agencies who may be working in development, but they don't have specific education planning skills. So for them, it's an opportunity to enhance their skills in this way. Thank you.
Thank you, Beatrice. In terms of certification, there is one question, which is, do you plan to issue a certificate or do you plan to generate an e-certificate?
Yes. So Ibrahim has showed us his certificate of participation and his badges of participation. So we actually all participants who successfully pass, who meet the evaluation requirements. So we have, quizzes and tests and teamwork and individual work, and all those who meet these evaluation requirements will receive an IIEP UNESCO certificate of successful completion, spelling out the number of hours and the accomplishments. And in addition, you get badges for specific modules that can be shared online as well.
Thank you, Beatrice. There are some, I can see 2 additional questions. One that has to do with the fee. S'il vous plaît, pourquoi l'inscription est à $4,000?
Why is the participation fee at $4,000 and not at 1,500 or 600? Wow.
Yes, we
Okay.
understand this is course, the program is not cheap indeed, and normally we have courses that last for 6 weeks, and that cost is 1,400, 500. And so here we have 3 courses, so it's a program of 3 courses of the same duration, and therefore this is why the course is for 1,000. We understand this is not cheap, and this is why we encourage people to find donors who will support their participation. We on our side as well, we're going to try to see how we can find donors eventually for those who but we encourage you to do that because it's very challenging for us to tackle the funding of so many people, and we are not a donor agency, but a capacity building agency. So, we'll try to help as much as possible, but we encourage you to look for support to take the course. Do you want to add anything, Laura, on this?
No, I think it was perfect.
Okay.
Very complete. Nothing to add. Thank you. There is another question concerning the application, asking what are the documents required for the application. I wonder probably if Melina would like to jump in to share on this.
Yes, so I will switch to French. Donc, les participants auront besoin d'une pièce d'identité pour qu'on soit sur des informations comme leur date de naissance, une photo pour qu'on puisse les identifier, un diplôme. Le diplôme que nous prenons, c'est la licence, donc un bac plus 3. Et que vous puissiez aussi prouver que vous avez la possibilité de pouvoir apprendre en français ou en anglais. Donc, si vous êtes dans un pays où la langue principale n'est ni le français ni l'anglais, nous aurons besoin d'avoir un certificat, un document qui prouve votre niveau en anglais ou en français.
Merci beaucoup, Melina.
Thank you, Melina, for this.
I think there is a last question. Quels sont les débouchés de cette formation?
Are the openings after this training, after this online training?
I've seen that we have so many questions in the Q&A
Yes.
session, so I'm going to respond to a number of them in one block. People are asking about the assessments, about when can they register. And so as soon as today, the registration is open. So for those of you who are interested, you can run to right after the webinar and already register your interest and start looking into the application. We also, regarding the assessments. So for every module, we have assessments. Now, Ibrahima, I'm going to say that we receive feedback we take our feedback very seriously from participants. We ask them, we evaluate, we see, is this working for them? And many of them said the assessments were very heavy in the last version of the ESP. So we are making them a bit less heavy. And so you will have assessments about 2 or 3 per course. And these are a combination of quizzes, of policy drafting, and of group teamwork. So these are assessed by our trainers and tutors as well. So in addition to having instructors, we have tutors who help the students every week as well and support them. So that's the combination that we use. There's another question, very practical, about the number of participants in each cohort. On average, it should be, we want about 45. Now, if we have an overwhelming amount of participants, we could think of splitting the course and having one in English and one in French. But for now, what we do is we have up to 45. The last cohort we had, it was 39, and the course lasted longer and nobody dropped out. Melina was there following everybody. We had only one person drop out at the beginning because they couldn't fully enroll, but it really became a friend cohort who stayed together. All the modules are worked together, and I joined some of these courses, and when you open the course, it was like, oh, hello, how are you? And you could see friends, from Burma to South Africa to, it was very, very nice to see that how they are learning across borders in such a practical way and sharing. So it develops networks as well, which are very important. So 45, 50 maximum. And again, we have the qualification that is awarded at the end. It's an IIP qualification that states the number of hours, and it's well recognized within ministries of education because we are well known in the planning field. So you can show that to your employer in the ministry and they will recognize it. Also, we repeat this course every year, and there's the possibility of continuing afterwards with additional modules. So we will have more specialized modules that you could continue with. For now, this is the foundations course. This gives you the basic skills for education planning, and we will have additional courses on, for example, using data for effectively measuring educational progress to meet SDG 4 objectives, or crisis-sensitive education planning, or other courses that can enhance further your skills and get you more advanced in specific issues of planning. Any other questions that we see is we have any other questions that you think, Laura, that you see are important to highlight?
No, I think
one
we
more
have covered
minute
them
to
all.
go.
We have.
Okay, so we have one more minute to go. Is there any last words that I think Ibrahima would like to share, or Marcelo, or otherwise we will close the webinar? Ibrahima?
Oui, c'est
Yes,
vraiment inviter
it's.
tous les participants
I really would like to ask
s'inscrire,
all participants to enroll. This is a very practical course, and we really learn a lot. At least I do not regret my decision. If I had the possibility to enroll again, I would do it wholeheartedly because I can see the improvement, the leap I've made as a planner after having followed this course. And I've actually become another person, and I really can have great career perspectives and prospects as well. So I really would like everyone to enroll. Thank you so much, Ibrahima. Right, Marcelo, what about you? I think we've covered everything. We've said pretty much everything. And so we're waiting for you. I just would like to underline the practical aspect of this course. It's a two-way learning process. The instructors try and share our experience, but we really learn a lot from your experience as well. As we say, we're all planners, both, and we really want to improve our practices through collective thinking. And I really hope to see you in September for Module 1. I can't hear the speaker. Thank you, Marcelo. Right, Laura, do you have anything to add? You think anything important worth to say?
You're all very welcome to apply, and applications are open. So if you have any questions or comments, just feel free to reach out to us. We are looking forward to hearing from you soon. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Perfect. Well, thank you very, very much. It's been a pleasure for us to have you with us today. We are very excited about launching this new edition of the Foundations of Education Sector Planning, and we really hope to have you with us. So do please feel free to apply and ask us any question. You have the information note that provides all the details of the course, but if you have any other questions, write to our email address and we'll be very happy to respond. And if you would like to have a webinar, and a particular webinar for us in your country, if you think that it would be important for us to present this in your Ministry of Education or in your international organization or other, do reach out and we'll be happy to, to have a one-on-one to present this to you with more detail so that you can find the right funding or the donor or something. So we'll be happy to follow up. So don't hesitate to do that. So thank you very much. And now I will close the event and thank everybody who helped us, the translators, and all the people technically who've been there with us, and Ibrahima, who joined us for this event. We thank you and congratulate you again. Laura, the program coordinator, Marcelo, but also Fangzhu, who's behind us in communications and our interpretation support staff, and all of you for being with us today. It's been a pleasure. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Au revoir.
Bye. Au revoir.
Merci.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.